we've been fighting for the last 22 years to be seen as human beings. And the court, the positive parts being about health, really shows us that our government is tapping into the donor funding, because a lot of health funding comes from different countries. And when you look at a global fund around HIV and TB, malaria, and so on, I feel that, you know, they were trying to tap into that. But for the last 22 years, what we've been fighting for is for us to be seen as human beings, to be seen as Ugandans, to be seen as Africans, to be seen as the people that we are. But the court has upheld that we can only exist as or in reference to a disease. So as much as we celebrate, yes, we'll take whatever we can take, but for me, one of the things I take from that is that unless you are suffering from something, you will not be recognized. And I need everyone who's listening today to take that as food for thought. That as we celebrate that, oh, okay, I will still be able to get my ARVs, or I will still be able to go to a clinic, which is really not, because a lot of us cannot access health care without being judged. And some people here might be like, do you go wearing your sexuality on your face? No, you don't. But for you to be able to be treated successfully, there has to be disclosure about, you know, your social behavior, your sexual behavior, your, you know, different things. You might be going for health care, mental health care. Why are you feeling the way you're feeling? How have you gotten to that point of depression? Why has that happened? You have to reveal those things. And we know the prejudices in this country. We just have to be smart on how we navigate that point around health. But one of the things for me that I see is that the court has reduced me to this point that unless there's a disease that I am attached to, they will not see me. I can feel it from here that our house today is very somber. But we are not queer if we do not dance at the end of every trouble. Okay? So, as we take caution, as we take care of each other, when we call for safety and everything, we're not trying to scare people. It's the reality. The reality is there. I remember someone was like, okay, now that means that life is done. I asked the person, are you breathing? They said, of course, what kind of question is that? If you're breathing, anything is possible. Every time when I host these talking spaces, I keep telling us that we are fugitives, okay, in our own country. The justice system has rendered us fugitives. Prison break. What was the other one? Orange is the new black or something like that. You know, that you have to break those barriers and live your life. The judiciary has created high walls, but are we breathing? As long as we are breathing, we must find ways of thriving. So, as we wind up, let's wind up with hope. What should we look up to? Henry, when you were, during the first segment of introducing yourself, you talked about the fight not ending. I think Susan mentioned the same. Eric mentioned the same. what are the alternatives from here on? I'm a fighter. I took a nap today. I was done. Like my energy needed replenishment and I had to take a nap. I just shut off media and everything. I said, Pepe, you come first. You're proud and part of your pride has to be in your well-being. If you want the wrinkles to be less and the smile to be wide, you need to sleep and turn the world silent. And I did that, and it has brought me here. So what's the hope? What should we look forward to? Do we have Supreme Court? Do we go to African Court? Do we go to ICJ, like the issue of Palestine and Israel? Do we go to the ICC, you know, where the Lord's Resistance Movement and other, you know, people are held accountable? Where do we go from here, but in the most hopeful way? Eric, I'll close with you.
Thank you, Pepe. To start with, those who know some little Swahili, I know some little Swahili, saying that dawa ya moto ni moto.
Yo.
So when there is fire, you need fire.
Not water.
No, you need fire. Dawa ya moto ni moto.
Ni moto.
So we also need now to wake up. Yes, we were heartbroken. We lost some vibes in the morning, but now we have to face reality and fight on. We have one option available to us as far as the Ugandan courts are concerned, and that is the Supreme Court, which is the last court and the topmost court in our land. So we shall file an appeal challenging the entire decision, including the sections that they purportedly nullified, because they were partially nullified, if you remember very well. We want a nullification in entirety,
except
not
14.
Except 14. Yeah. So we are going to file a notice of appeal. we are still engaging the petitioners. Some.
How long do we have for that?
We have 14 days. So the 14 days start to run from today, date of delivery, till the 14th day. But I believe even by tomorrow, we are just sorting out a few issues. We shall have the notices filed on time. And we shall have the paperwork also done on time. We have chance to navigate and get a better result in the Supreme Court.
But does the notice, what does the notice do? Because the law is already there. What does the notice do? Does that mean, you know, whatever they upheld does not qualify, or it still qualifies while this process is going on?
Whatever was held today remains in place.
Okay.
As we pursue the appeal. The way we filed the petition, the petition was heard, but the law was being enforced. So the same will remain, not until we have the verdict of the Supreme Court.
When you over-squeeze and over-scratch your nose, you're going to bleed. And I think as a community, we sometimes lose hope in our state. The state has decided to be not on our side, basically denouncing us like a father who decides that you're no longer my child and you're not deserving of a space even in my house. We are not running away. We shall remain in the compound, lingering and fighting for a space inside that house because we belong there. By virtue of just being Ugandans. So I believe, and I actually strongly agree with land fellows, that we need to push as hard as it is possible to ensure that this has to stop. And I hope that everyone who's listening doesn't lose hope, takes the security precautions as serious as possible, even though they, you know, sometimes things might sound as simple as, please do not talk to strangers. Remember those days when our mothers told you, don't talk to strangers, don't get into strangers' cars. And it sounds as simple as like, no, I won't. And then all of a sudden you're kidnapped. and it was just don't talk to strangers.
But they didn't tell us why. What would happen?
Curiosity killed the cat. Don't be the cat. I don't think that this is time for curiosity right now. It's a time to engage with people you are very sure that I am safe with this person. Do not go to house parties that you're not sure that you're safe. Why are you going to a house party in Lya'yise anyway? But I am very sure that our resilience has always existed. And even right now, with whatever we are having, we have not lost it. Nothing has changed on you just because the court has said that homosexuality, the Anti-homosexuality Act still stands. I believe you're still gay, you're still lesbian, you're still trans, and you should be proud. Carefully proud. I have to put that there. But in the end, a lot continua.
Indeed, and those are powerful. I think the past two segments we talked about the different things that are happening in the community, and I wanted to bring it to your attention that our comrade, our colleague Agaba, Ronald, was also arraigned in court today. Court was, rather bail was not granted, but it has been set for 22nd April. So let's keep our energies for Agaba and for any other person that we might not know that is incarcerated right now. Let's keep those positive energies so that we see them walking the streets with us and celebrating with us again. Thank you. We will have a space next Wednesday as well. We will be sharing what we'll be talking about because the way our country is, it's very unpredictable. We had thought that today we'd be talking with, with our friends from the East African region and just examining the different remedies that are there, but today happened. So this is what we are discussing today. It might change tomorrow, but we'll be communicating to you what the next topic will be. We know that we are supposed to continue talking about emergencies because it's a dire need of information, but also people really need support for their own safety and for their people and so on. So we will be announcing the next topic that we'll be discussing. But next Wednesday, we'll be in the same space. We are fugitives in our own country. Adopt ways that will help you thrive. I usually, to many of you, I've shared this, that Assata Shakur was one of those fugitives. She was a Black Panther. And I guess because the panther or the cat family is my spirit animal, I identify so much with Assata. And I want to read it out. I know it by heart, but I'm going to read it out. And Eric, I'm Nchakubanja, my song. So the quote is, it's our duty to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. And if this does not inspire you to live your authentic life, I don't know what else will. I know that it has inspired me over the years. I came across this quote, maybe I was 17, 18, and I'm in my 40s now. And when I look cute, handsome, and resilient, it's because at my core, I believe these words. And even when I am broken, I remember that it's part of my duty to love people in my community, for us to love one another. That love is very central. And what the courts are trying to do to us what they were trying to do today is take away love. Because we are loving people and they do not want to see love thrive. It is your duty to take care of one another. It's your duty to keep fighting in whatever small ways. Please do it. Enjoy your life. Even if things seem so hard, as long as you're breathing, anything is possible. This is Talking Spaces of Convening for Equality. My name is Pepe. Let the law not take away your joy. I love you and keep safe. Thank you so much.